Hello everyone, I'm Nehal Mehta and I'm from President and co-founder of Rainbow Secure. Today I will welcome our guest Parshwa Bhavsar, David Nees and Kshitish. Yes. So please, I like to invite Shashi ma'am to introduce Parshwa Bhavsar and give a little bit intro about him.
Welcome you all to Rainbow Secure Cyber Symposium. Welcome Parshwa Bhavsar. Parshwa is a penetration tester at Virtually Testing Foundation. He is an ethical hacker with an adaptive work and experience of penetration testing. He is one of the top 15 security researchers in India as of April 2021. He is a cybersecurity researcher, application security engineer, and bug bounty hunter. With a background in vulnerability assessment and penetration testing, his career expands over several industries, including web application penetration testing, malware analysis, mobile and API penetration testing. He is a certified ethical hacker, a designation provided by EC Council University. He has secured more than 60 plus companies, including MNCs like Google, Microsoft, UN, Dell, BBC, Bitdefender. I would request Parsh to please come on stage. Thank you.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Thank you again for inviting me. I hope everyone is doing good. Thank you, Shashi ma'am, for a good introduction. In a previous session, I have talked about bug bounty and vulnerability disclosure program and what are their programs, how to find good platform and how to find programs. There's some little bit information about Google Docs and how what are the common approach that a newcomer should do and what are the common mistake that are people doing in bug bounties and so that they will not follow this. After that, I have mentioned some tools or some methodologies regarding bug bounty to in-depth attack surface. Continue from that. I will just let me present my screen and kindly acknowledge me once if you can see it completely. Okay, I have shared my screen. Can anyone just acknowledge me if it is visible or not?
Yes, it
Also,
visible.
my voice is good, right?
Perfect.
Yeah,
Also,
you can little up your volume, but we can see your screen.
okay, okay. So, continue from the previous session, I have talked about the three types of scope like small scope, medium scope, large scope. What are there? How to reckon, how to gather the information regarding the target. What are the steps you have to follow? How to expand your attack surface? How to increase your attack surface and do the penetration testing on your favorable target. Continue from that, I will suggest some of my tips for the beginners who have just started their career in cybersecurity. First, I will suggest to review the scope, and after the reviewing the scope, you need to categorize it in the three step, whether it is small scope, medium scope, or large scope. After that, you need to follow the methodologies which I have pointed out in my previous session about three types of recon methodology. If it is a small scope recon, then you need to follow the step, follow the points which I have tools mentioned. You need to install it in your system, and you need to do the information gathering. uh, you have if it's a medium scope or large scope, then you need to gather the maximum subdomains through various tools like sublister, virus total, or many other tools are available in the internet. You whatever you choose, like sub finder, asset finder, they are all good. You need to follow one. After that, you need to scan the target. You need to check the basic information about the target. If the website is what kind of technologies or what type of CMS, server, OS are inbuilt in their application. If it's a website like it's a Drupal or a WordPress or any other CMS, what type of server they are using, Ubuntu server, Apache, Nginx, and what type of OS they are running on, like Ubuntu or Microsoft IIS server, whatever the information you can grab, they are all important in the bug bounty or penetration testing. After that, you need to use the Google working methodologies to find information like sensitive information, sensitive endpoints, uh, whatever the application are suggesting. So after that, you need to use the DNS enumeration or SSL enumeration, which I have mentioned, which I have demonstrated previously, to find open ports or open services like MySQL or OpenSSH. If they, for example, if the OpenSSH service are open for all, then you can enumerate the SSH users. If the MySQL service or MySQL port 3306 open, then you can access the PHP MyAdmin or any other application which are the web services are using. After that, you need to do fuzzing. And after, why fuzzing? Because in some scenario, if you do fuzzing, the website might generate the error. uh, uh, it is commonly found in Microsoft IS server that if you input invalid input to any search parameter or any parameter, the Microsoft IS server will give response in a error message. In their error message, you can find the stack trace of the server or many sensitive information regarding the server application. This error might expose the sensitive information, so you need to make note of this. Make note of that. After that, you should have a pen and paper while penetration testing, and you need to point down the logical flow, how the sign up or registration process work, what are the input taken. For example, if it is handling over session token or CSRF token or any token, then you need to mark down that. After that, you need to find after that you need to point out the login and sign up flow. uh, After that, forgot password, change password, change email address, file upload, any functionality, any logical flow, two factor authentication or zero authentication, single sign on authentication, whatever the logical flow the website has given you, you need to make note of it. And after then, you have to make your own checklist. And you after that, you need to go for the business logic or authentication vulnerabilities. After that, you found valid vulnerability, right? You have found, for example, you have found the cross-site scripting vulnerability. After that, the main portion is to report or to build a proof of concept that whatever the organization or whatever the authorized person are uh, handling your reports, they will accept your report by just seeing your report. So I will demonstrate one template for good report, and I will after that I will demonstrate one example of the cross-site scripting report, which how should you make a bug bounty or a penetration testing report. So this is a template of good vulnerability report. First, it should be vulnerability type, for example, cross-site scripting. Then the domain, for example, www.example.com. After that, the common description about the vulnerability, like how this vulnerability produce, how this vulnerability occur in that application, what type of code they have achieved, or what type of code they have implemented that cause this vulnerability. After that, you need to give the detailed information about the endpoint there. For example, if it's in search bar, and search bar is associated with any endpoint. For example, search is equal to or query is equal to any parameter there, this search bar is associated, you need to give the maximum information about that endpoint. After that, the most important part is steps to reproduce or reproduction step. Sometimes the company will not give most attention if you don't write the clear steps to reproduce. So you need to write the clear and the fra- uh, what you can say, user friendly steps to reproduce. After that, you have to demonstrate a proof of concept, how to exploit this vulnerability, how an attacker can exploit this vulnerability to a remote user, or what are the cause of this vulnerability. Not, for example, if it's XSS, cross-site scripting, then how to exploit to the remote user, and not only in the self accesses, or how it can affect into the server or database. After that, you need to write a complete or a perfect impact, what an attacker do as a result of vulnerability. For example, if it is executing in remote browser, in victim's browser, then you can grab the session cookie or redirect them, or whatever the consequences the vulnerability has produced, you need to write in a good manner. After that, you need to suggest a fix, a mitigation, a recommendation to fix this vulnerability. In my experience, I have seen that the companies that are not giving, or that are not tend to give the bounties on the bug bounty program, but if I have suggested the correct mitigation to mitigate the issue more quickly, they have given me the reward for just suggesting the recommendation to fix the vulnerability. So the recommendation is a most important part. Newcomers are mostly neglect this because they are not willing to do it. They thought that why would I concern about the recommendation or mitigation of the vulnerabilities. These are the case of the company, so I don't have to mind it. But no, the recommendation or the mitigation is important in a good vulnerability report. After that, you need to attach some of the reference, like some blogs or some previously reported report links. So these are the reference. I will demonstrate the example report. Okay, so this is a good penetration testing or vulnerability report. Some of things are missing, like in a very initial stage of the bug bounty carrier. I have also include the attack surface, like remote attack surface, the CVSS score, but they are not as important as these points, like title, description, steps to reproduce, and this all. I will demonstrate. I will show you one by one. For example, the vulnerability is cross-site scripting. After that, the domain, if it's a single scope domain, then you need to enter the example.com, or if it's a subdomain, then you need to mention xyz.example.com. After that, you have to write a paragraph, or actually you have to write two paragraph. First paragraph dedicated to the endpoint that are vulnerable to this vulnerability, and the second paragraph is the common information about the vulnerability. So you need to write two paragraphs about the total vulnerability. This is a good description. Sometimes the proof of concept or the impact not affect as much as the description of the vulnerability. After that, you need to write the steps to reproduce one by one. You can do one thing, like you can record the screen, and you can mention that kindly find the attached steps to reproduce link, or you can upload it into the any drive or any cloud, and mention the link of that video. So there is also one good way to provide them a steps to reproduce. After that, you can provide them a proof of concept, like what if an attacker do with this vulnerability, like perform any action within the application without the user knowing, modified the user data on the web application, and many more. Like it can interact with the console of the website and grab the session cookie, or whatever the things are the attacker can do. After that, you need to find after sorry after that, you need to write the impact, the exploit, after what are the consequences after the exploitation. If the attacker has grab your session, then there is a session hijacking, CSRF attack, social engineering, credential theft, data leakage. After that, the main portion which I have mentioned, that mitigation is the very important thing. You don't have to neglect this, like filter input on arrival, the minimum information regarding that point, encode data on input. You can encode the data in base 64, or in HTML encoding, URL encoding. You can use the appropriate headers, like content type. For example, if this vulnerability is on file upload, then you can uh, uh, you can have the proper header with the MIME type, so you can mitigate that issue with the MIME type. You can implement the content security policy, CSP, to prevent the excesses. After that, there are some reference link, like this a blog link, what is the cross-site scripting, where I called Imperva. There are some good blogs regarding cross-site scripting. What are these what is this vulnerability in depth. You can also attach the HackerOne reports. You can find it on Google by just typing cross-site scripting HackerOne report. You can find many reports. You can provide that report link in the reference section, so that the reader can the reader can read it. Okay, now I will uh, I will provide you some good resources. Like these are the links which are working for the community. First link is for the HackerOne report. If you open this link, if you want to find the HackerOne report for XSS, you need to type in XSS and click enter. Then you will find the uh, disclosed report of HackerOne with the proper steps to reproduce and description. So this is the unofficial disclosure timeline, but yeah, you can find that. You can find business logic or whatever the vulnerability you try to learn on, or try to research on the vulnerability. You can find you can search on this platform. There are many more blogging sites like Reddit or Security Breach or Penetration Land. There are many blogging sites which provide the tech vulnerability POCs or blogs regarding this vulnerability. These are the some good books which I can suggest you for the new beginner, or if you are a intermediate in the cybersecurity, you can still have this book and go for this book, which is quite good at the cybersecurity. For the first one is a web application hackers handbook. This is the bible. This is a bible for the cybersecurity researcher. If you are a beginner, then this book will help you from the basic to advanced level. So I will suggest you the first book, which are very user friendly. I also mentioned the beginner's tricks. You can use this trick also. Always read the source code. Try to hunt on subdomain. Always check the backend CMS and backend language. Check each and request and response. And you have to be active mind, and you need to be think out of the box for find any vulnerability. You have to manage your own methodology. So the chances of getting duplicate will goes low. These are the some more designation. If you choose the cybersecurity field, then these are the most popular designation which you can find in the current world. So I will just give you the brief of all the designation one by one. The first one is CISO, Chief Information Security Officer. The Chief Information Security Officer is typically a mid-executive level position whose job is to oversee the general operations of a company's or organization's IT security division. They are directly responsible for planning, coordinating, and directing all computer network and data security needs of their employers. The education requirements are at minimum bachelor degree in cyber security or information security or other computer science related subject. Additionally, most mid-size and large organizations prefer CISO with master's degree also. The next one is the forensic computer analyst. It is the forensic computer analyst is the detective of the cybersecurity world. They review computer-based information for evidence following a security breach or any other incident. The task include handling hard drives and other storage devices, employing specialized software programs in order to identify vulnerabilities and recover data from the damaged or destroyed devices. What are the educational requirement for the employment as a forensic analyst? Normally you have to be in bachelor degree in computer security or in forensic security or forensic computing related subject, and previous experience may also be necessary. The next designation is information security analyst. An information security analyst is responsible for the protection of an organization's computer system and network. They plan and execute programs and other measures, including installing and using software for data encryption and firewall. Additionally, information security analysts help design and execute plans and methods for the recovery of data and system following a cyber attack. The education requirement are bachelor degree in computer science related area. There is a growing trend toward the undergraduate degree program specializing in the information security field, which may become the preferred choice of employers in the future. The next and the most common is penetration tester. Penetration testing concerns the proactive authorized employment of testing technique on IT infrastructure to identify system vulnerability. If I can put in a simple word, the penetration tester attempt to hack into computer or a network system to preemptively discover operating system vulnerability, service and application problem, improper configuration and more before outside intruders have the opportunity to cause real damage with the permission or with the authorization. The educational requirement are bachelor degree in computer security or cyber security. Then the next designation is a security architect. Architect is responsible for establishing and maintaining network security for his or her organization. They work in all sector of the economy for companies like government agency and non-profit organization. Also, they may be employees of companies or independent contractor. The educational requirement are a bachelor degree in information security or information technology and some relevant experience in the field. Next is IT security engineer. IT security engineer provides a specialized engineering approach to cybersecurity, specifically regarding the design of a security system to counter potentially catastrophic issues. Security engineers are often involved in system maintenance, performing security checks to identify potential loopholes, as well as keeping logs and developing automation scripts to track security incident. The common education degree uh, in computer engineering, electric engineering also are preferable nowadays, and they require the relevant certification is also required for this position. Next is security system administration. The security system administration's core responsible core responsibilities are quite similar to those of many other cybersecurity jobs: installing, administrating, maintaining, and troubleshooting computer network and data security system. The main distinction between security system administrator and other professional is that the security system administrator is normally the person in charge of daily operation of those security systems. The education requirements, they have to earn at minimum associate degree in computer science or closely related to field. In most cases, however, employers will look for job candidate with a bachelor degree, preferably in information security or system administration. Next is IT security consultant. Nowadays IT security consultancy is in a big trend. IT security consultants meet with clients to advise them on how to best protect their organization cybersecurity objectives efficiently and cost effectively. They are often hired by small companies and agencies that cannot afford to handle their security issue in-house, but are also employed by larger business to supplement their security teams and provide an unbiased outside perspective to current system issues. The educational requirement are bachelor's degree in computer science or information technology, cyber security, other closely related to IT security subject, and the professional certification are required like ISC square and many things. So there is more thing in cybersecurity world than you can imagine. Uh, it is not bound to the website testing or mobile penetration testing. It is expanded over the world with the cloud or application, iOS, mobile, web, and there are many computer compliances are included in this cybersecurity field. So the main point is mark that all the designation are required the professional certification and the work experience also. If you have any question, you can ask me. Otherwise, I have conclude my topic. I hope you all learn something new.
Yes, Pastor, you present very nicely. And last time we didn't take it to like it things like we left somewhere. So you finish everything,
Yes.
and thank you for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like that you gave out the entire, way how should somebody document, their work, right? So that was very nice of you that you really not only showed from the aspect of, different tools and things, but both your first talk and this now second talk, you really, went into the detail when somebody is, finding the bugs or doing the things, you really documented, you gave them the template as well. This is really nice that people can organize themselves better, and if they organize themselves better, then they don't forget or do something. Oh my god, I forgot to check this time, or like one thing versus other. So it's really good that this is all documented, and we can actually also provide a solution that bug hunters can use to, if they want to collaborate with others, then they can do it securely. So I think via this platform, we are also gonna provide that, so that pen testers and bug bounty hunters can do it more securely their work, and not exposed before they want to tell everybody. And at the same time, this documentation part is very important, so that they themselves know that what they are working on and where they left off. Really good.
Yeah, my main concern was about the reporting issue. Like I have found, I have got many messages to how to report them, or how to report perfectly. I have came across many cases like the researcher has found a good vulnerability, but due to poor quality of English or poor quality of reporting, they haven't accepted the report. So the reporting is the documentation, as you said, is the main thing in the current scenarios.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Thank you everyone tolerating me again.
No, no, it was very impactful and very insightful. Yeah.
So, David, do you have any question for Pastor? Oh, we are not able to hear you.
David, are you on mute?
uh,
Okay, you can come back, join again.
we can't. You are not audible.
Yeah,
You can
David.
you can type in chat box, I guess. If
Yeah.
you have any things to say me.
David, we still can't hear you. Can you plug out your microphone, or
So, in our audience, do you have any question for Pastor? Oh, yeah. David says, "Thank you, Pastor. You organize it very nicely. Thank you, David."
Welcome. Thank you for the compliment.
yeah?
So, do you
Thanks
have any?
very much.
Okay.
Good day to you, sir. Good day, everyone.
A good day.
Thank you, Parsh.